Hey, welcome to Audio listeners. We're all about breaking down the best ideas from great books.
Want to learn from all those amazing books out there, but you just can't find the time?
That's exactly what we do. We pull the key ideas from the best books on growth and motivation.
So you can boost your personal growth, gain powerful knowledge, and find that daily motivation for free.
Here's the cool part. Every book is a complete playlist, so you can learn from start to finish.
So go check out the playlist section. You're going to find something that helps for sure.
And hey, if you like what we're doing, do us a favor and hit that like button.
You're not going to want to miss what's next, so make sure you subscribe for the latest books.
And one last thing, what book should we cover next? Let us know right down in the comments.
Okay, so let's dive into this really powerful idea from Robert Kiyosaki. The rich don't work for money, they work to learn. Now, that might sound a little backward, but honestly, this one single shift in how you think can be the key that unlocks real financial success. And, well, ignoring it can keep you stuck. So let's break down what this actually means.
It's a really frustrating question, isn't it? I mean, we all know people who are absolutely brilliant at what they do. They're talented, they've got the degrees, they work incredibly hard, but they're still struggling financially. So what's the missing piece of the puzzle? The answer is pretty surprising, and it often has nothing to do with their main talent at all.
To really get this, we need to jump into a story. So, picture this. The author is sitting in a fancy hotel in Singapore. He's about to be interviewed before going on stage to talk about the secrets of the rich alongside the legend himself, Zig Ziglar. The person interviewing him is the sharp young reporter, and he's actually a fan of her work. Her writing is tough, it's clear, it's really good. During their chat, she admits that her big dream is to become a best-selling author just like him, but her career has just kind of stalled out.
So he gives her a simple piece of advice. He tells her she should take a sales training course. And with just that one suggestion, boom, the entire vibe of the interview just completely changes.
She is deeply offended. You can just feel the wall go up. She's thinking, wait, I have a master's degree in English Lit? I'm a professional, an artist. To her, sales is just a dirty word, something totally beneath her. And just like that, the interview is pretty much over. But before she packs up, he does something really clever. He gently takes her notepad and points to the words that she herself had written down just a few minutes before.
And there it is, the big aha moment. He points out the tiny but crucial difference. Her goal wasn't to be a best writing author, it was to be a best-selling author. He even tells her, "You're probably a better writer than I am." But the difference is, he understands how to sell. The real magic happens when you can combine the great writing with the great selling.
And this really lays out the two different paths perfectly. The best writing author focuses only on perfecting their craft, which is great. But the best-selling author understands that the craft is only half the battle. To really succeed, you have to master how to get that craft out into the world.
Now, this story isn't just about a reporter. It's a perfect intro to this huge concept, the idea that so many of us are just one single skill away from totally transforming our lives. Your talent on its own is probably not enough.
And you see this everywhere, right? Not just with writers. Think about that brilliant doctor whose practice is barely staying afloat, or the genius car mechanic who can diagnose an engine just by listening to it, but can't seem to make ends meet. They are absolute masters of their craft, but they're missing a critical business skill, and it's holding them back. This is the whole idea of being one skill away. It means that by adding one strategic, complementary skill, especially one you've been avoiding, you can cause your income to jump exponentially. It's not about being a jack of all trades. It's about finding that one missing puzzle piece. See, true financial intelligence isn't just one thing. It's a synergy of different skills. It's not enough to just be great at your main job. It's about understanding the fundamentals of accounting, investing, marketing, and even law. When you can combine these skills, making money becomes way easier than just working harder at that one thing.
And this brings us to a fundamental conflict in career advice, a clash that Kiyosaki explains through his two dads, the specialist versus the generalist.
So on one hand, you have the educated dad, the specialist. His whole philosophy was specialize. His goal was job security, which meant knowing more and more about less and less. On the other hand, you have the rich dad, the generalist. His motto was know a little about a lot. His goal wasn't just to have a safe job, it was to build an empire.
And the author actually lived by this generalist philosophy. I mean, right after graduating, he got a great job at Standard Oil. But just 6 months later, he quit. He joined the Marine Corps to learn how to fly, a skill that taught him how to lead people under extreme pressure. Then later, he intentionally took jobs in sales, marketing, and even construction just so he could learn every single piece of how a business works. He always chose learning over a higher starting salary.
So, the big question is, how do we apply this to our own lives? It's one thing to hear the story, but it's another to actually put it into practice. We have to figure out what's our missing skill.
Let's go back to that reporter for a second. Just imagine if she had taken his advice. She could have taken a course on advertising. Then maybe she gets a job at an ad agency to learn how to communicate powerfully. All the while, she's writing her novel on nights and weekends. By the time it's done, she has the full package, the great book, and the skills to sell it. She'd be building the complete skill set of a best-selling author.
And that right there, that's the core message of this whole thing. The most successful people, especially early on, take a job for what they can learn, not just for the paycheck. You have to look for roles that will teach you the things you don't know, even if it means taking a temporary pay cut. Think of it as a long-term investment in yourself.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. What's the one skill you know you need but you've been putting off or avoiding? Maybe it's sales, maybe it's public speaking, maybe it's finally getting a handle on financial literacy. Whatever it is, that one thing you're resisting, it could very well be the key that unlocks everything for you.
So, what if the absolute smartest career move you could possibly make was to actually take a pay cut? To completely ignore that corner office and all those fancy benefits? I know, it sounds a little crazy, but it's really the core of this powerful idea we're going to dig into today. Why you should almost always choose learning over earning.
In this quote right here, it just nails it. It perfectly captures the two paths we all face in our careers. One path promises safety, right? A nice, steady paycheck, a future you can pretty much predict. But the other one? It's about a totally different kind of wealth. A wealth of skills, even if it means you have to sacrifice a little comfort in the short term.
So how does this actually play out in the real world? Well, it all starts with a decision that, on the surface, makes absolutely no sense. We're talking about the author literally walking away from what most people would call a dream job, leaving his highly educated father completely and utterly baffled.
Okay, just imagine this for a second. You've landed a killer job at Standard Oil. The pay is fantastic, the benefits are solid, and there's a clear path right up the corporate ladder. For the author's educated dad, this was it. This was the definition of success. So when his son just up and quit, he was lost. He just couldn't wrap his head around why anyone would throw that kind of security away. And this right here gets to the very heart of the conflict. On one side, you've got that traditional path, job security, promotions, a stable paycheck. It's all about climbing a ladder that's already there for you. But on the other side, it's about building your own ladder. Every single job is just a tool, a way to pick up a specific skill like international trade, leadership, or sales that you're going to need for the future that you're trying to build.
So if we really want to understand the rich dad's logic, we have to stop thinking about a career as just a series of jobs. Instead, I want you to think of it like a personal curriculum, a strategic set of courses that you're picking to build something way, way bigger than a resume.
And check this out. Here's what that curriculum looked like in the real world. Every single step was intentional. In the early 70s, he wasn't just sailing ships, he was studying the rise of Asian economies. Then, in 73, he joins the Marines. Not to be a career soldier, but to learn how to lead people when the stakes are incredibly high. Then, in 74, he takes a job at Xerox, a company famous for its sales training, specifically to get over his fear of rejection. It was all a calculated plan, building up to 1977, when he finally had the toolkit he needed to go out and launch his own company.
And look, this wasn't some abstract academic idea. The rich dad's whole philosophy was forged in the real world. As he put it, if you're not a good leader, you'll get shot in the back, just like they do in business. For him, these skills weren't nice-to-haves. They were matters of professional life and death. All right, so now that we've seen the power of this learning first path, let's look at the alternative. Let's talk about the very common and very dangerous trap that so many of us fall into. The source has a pretty blunt name for it, the just over broke trap.
JOB. It's a clever acronym, isn't it? A little brutal, maybe, but clever. Just over broke. It's that feeling, like you're on a treadmill, you're working your tail off, you're paying the bills, but you never seem to actually get ahead. There's just never enough left over to build real wealth or real freedom.
So what keeps us stuck in this trap? Honestly, it's our focus on the short term. We get so worried about next month's rent or the company's dental plan that we completely lose sight of the long game. It's like we're so focused on the little pebbles at our feet that we don't even see the huge mountain we're supposed to be climbing.
And this is what you get, the rat race. We've all heard the term, but this image of a hamster on a wheel, man, it just captures that feeling perfectly, doesn't it? You're working, you're sweating, you're running as fast as you can, but at the end of the day, you're not actually going anywhere. You're just stuck in the same cage day in and day out.
This is the exact mindset that keeps us trapped. We trade these massive, potentially life-changing opportunities for small, safe, predictable rewards. It's captured perfectly in that scene from Jerry Maguire, where a character turns down a huge risk because I'm due for a promotion in 3 months. That, right there, is the logic of the rat race in a nutshell.
So, after seeing these two paths laid out so clearly, it's time to ask ourselves a pretty tough question. It's time to turn the lens back on our own careers and really figure out, what is our work for?
I want you to really think about your daily grind for a second. All those hours, all that effort. Where is it actually leading you? If you stay on this exact same path for the next 5 years, where will you be? Are you building the skills that are going to set you free, or are you just running in place to pay the bills?
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's really all about a shift in your mindset. First, start judging jobs by what you're going to learn, not just what you're going to earn. Second, look way past your next promotion and start identifying the skills you'll need 5, maybe 10 years from now. Third, treat your career like a strategic mission to go out and get those skills. And finally, be absolutely ruthless about avoiding that just over broke trap.
And all of that leaves us with one final and maybe the most crucial question. It's not about what job you're going to apply for next, it's about your own personal growth. So forget the job titles, forget the paychecks for just a moment, and ask yourself this: what skill are you building next?